So this is our deck dinner of April the 28th. Oh, I suppose I should show you what we're eating. So I'm having the oatmeal sort of thing with the pumpkin seeds and the dried cherries, and then this is the psyllium husk, flaxseed, burdock root, fenugreek seed, and dandelion root on top. And then I'll be putting half of this bowl of Saskatoons, which I've melted, and for dessert I'm having organic blueberries and half a kiwi. James is having stuffed mushroom caps with moly sauce, and then his, or probably first, his asparagus juice and the lemon poppy seed cake with organic blueberries and half a kiwi for dessert. So that's our dinner. And you okay?
Yeah, I'm just having a somewhat of an allergic reaction to the chemo that I'm taking. So, yeah.
Will any of this be a problem for that?
No. I'll just have to take some Benadryl. It's not bad at this point in time. It's just annoying. It's worse on a hot day, right? So that's the way it goes.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the messy, magnificent life, which James was right in his first impression, I think, of Woman Stupid.
She's...
Well, you said, how stupid do you have to be to da-da-da, whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think she's pretty stupid.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he didn't care for her messy, magnificent life book right pretty much from the get-go, and I listened to...
I actually liked it. It put me to sleep 5 minutes in. I had a great sleep.
Okay.
But go on.
Well, anyway, and I came to that conclusion on my own too, that she really...
You had a good sleep too? No,
No,
you didn't?
I did.
It didn't work
I
well
wish,
enough.
yeah. No, I haven't been sleeping very well at all. Some days I will get almost 7 hours. Geez, I'm spilling this all over the place. I didn't ask you if you wanted Saskatoons. I hope you did.
Oh, they'll be good for us.
Okay.
Good for what ails me, probably too.
I got messy juice all over the place. Anyway, at one point she's talking about going down to 82 pounds and then up to 180 pounds and this and that. And 82 pounds? Does that seem healthy? 180 pounds? No, right? It doesn't seem healthy. And so anyway, she's talking about when she slims down, how in order to stay slim, she has to stay on that diet that she's adopted. And this seems like a total surprise to her, that to slim down and to stay slim on a diet, that you would have to maintain that sort of diet I mean, honestly, right? So here she's thinking this, and so one, she's not really wanting to accept the fact that if you change your diet to be slimmer, that you're going to have to keep living that way, which is, and you know, I haven't gained any weight. I slimmed down and here I am, you know, and I know what was making me weigh a little more, and I own it, you know, I realize it. You got to be honest with yourself and think, well, do I eat too much of this or too much of that or too much of everything? Or do I not exercise enough or whatever, right? And so, I mean, at the back of her mind, she is probably, I mean, she's realizing I have to eat that way in order to stay slim. She's thinking, but I don't want to eat that way. You know, I want to eat how I would eat at 180 pounds and somehow be 82 pounds. I don't know. You know, people are funny, aren't they?
Was she just talking about diet or just lifestyle in general? Oh, she had retreats. She actually led them or misled them?
I don't know. You can go ahead and just do it if you want to.
Listen to it?
It's not worth listening to.
If I'm short of sleep. It's full of truisms and the usual falsisms too.
Anyway, I'll be returning that. Do you want to talk about South Park, the complete 14th season?
Well, I slept through some of that, but it was actually pretty good.
I slept through. I was going to ask you, what happened? Did they actually show Muhammad's foot or anything?
Not that I saw. And I don't really want to really get on that topic.
But I'm surprised, you know, what is it, Trey Parker and Matt Stone? Are they the guys who do that? I think so, right?
Yep.
I'm surprised by how much they get away with, honestly.
Well, they've got away with it so far.
Well, 14th season this was, and this was, I didn't know they'd had it this long. This is 2010. Anyway.
Yeah, they were some of those, I wonder if they were into grunge and stuff like that, you know? They're kind of that generation, I figured. Big Nirvana fans.
I mean, the animation is not great, but
I think I could do better.
But I'm surprised that, like, I can recognize who they're trying to make fun of or whatever when they.
Well, they got a good voice for Bill Clinton. Some of their other voices, like the Tom Cruise voice, wasn't that good.
But I could recognize him.
A little bit. The nose was a bit too small.
Which is amazing.
Cruise is a big honker in the nose.
Anyway. But yeah, I prefer we just watched.
We should have called him Tom Polder. That's his real name. Tom Polder. Cruise is his middle name.
I don't think I need that. I preferred watching Shameless.
Shameless. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one is so true to life. That one kept me awake.
It's like watching a train wreck.
We're working with the casuals at the city. We won't say what city it is. Actually, many of the permanents too. Many of them. Actually, some of the regulars at City Hall. Yep.
Oh, I was impressed with Shameless. How, like, at first I wasn't. But then, I mean, I'm still talking about it, right? So, definitely worth watching. It's, we only watched the second season, so I'm thinking I should probably get the first out or something. But, like the way they built up to, like, they have the young guy get circumcised for his girlfriend or whatever because she didn't like. So here he is altering his body, right? And then they build up. So they started there to build up to the transgender fellow who was dating the gay son. Because, I mean, he'd had his breasts taken off, right? which is pretty serious stuff, which I don't have a problem with. If I needed to, for health purposes, remove my breast, then that would be fine. That would be, essential, right? I wouldn't have any problem with it. But if it's not improving your health, and I guess people could say, well, it might improve their mental health or something if they're... But I don't understand why people are so hung up on physical appearances. It's like this woman. Was she dieting to be healthier or to be slim? Obviously slim, right? Didn't know anything about how to be healthy, and obviously didn't care to be, because right when she went off the diet, she's right back to chunky monkey, right? If you want to be healthy, you will do what you have to do to lose the weight, or to whatever, to be healthier. And I'm totally for trying to improve one's, like, I actually preferred the look of me when I was 130 pounds, maybe even 145 pounds, but certainly 100 and, I think once I get below 125, I don't find myself attractive, but I don't really care. What I care about is being healthy, so and at this stage in my life, it might mean being this weight. That's fine, if that's the way it has to be. But yeah, if you try to learn what you're doing, actually care about nutrition and look into things and figure out what you're trying to do, why you're trying to do it. I don't know. The weight doesn't seem to be coming back on me. And it has to be a personal kind of journey that you make, right? I can only do so much for James, even if you think about it. Like, sure, I made him some asparagus juice and whatever, but he's the one who drank it. It's not me. Who's really feeding him? It's him that's feeding him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people head to those middle aisles in the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
The good stuff's there on the outside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Per unit of nutrition, the stuff on the outside could easily be cheaper. stuff on the inside, but people gravitate there. Inside. And they end up paying for it. No one else ends up paying for it quite as much as they do.
But yeah, why I decided to. I mean, people are interested in various diets for a reason. They pick up on these things and they have to take ownership or responsibility for their own eating decisions, you know, or exercise decisions. And I didn't care for this at all. This is just, I can understand why this is popular.
Was that everything you eat's got to be delicious?
No.
That's the meaning of the title.
Okay. But, no, well, they'll say things like that. I've already talked about this one before.
Okay. Don't bother.
Yeah. No.
Which public library did that come from?
I don't know. Maybe ours. I'm not sure.
Oh, I can read
But
it.
I can understand.
Pincher Creek Municipal Library. Awesome.
I can understand why people pick certain diets. Like if you really like bacon and you pick a paleo diet, or you really like avocados and you pick a raw vegan diet or whatever. I'm not sure. And I've read a lot of diet books. And there's some really silly diets out there.
Well, the paleo diet's up there. Who wants to live as long as a paleo person? It's not as though they have a life expectancy of 80 years old. I suspect it was something like 30 years on average. There'd be all sorts of variation and stuff like that. Go ahead. Burden us down. We who support the health system. Go ahead. Get gout. Get diabetes.
Anyway.
If I care.
I was interested in the Amen diet because they stressed learning. You know, actually, it made sense to me once to, if you're going to eat, it should be for health, and you can eat really delicious foods. If you actually evaluate what you eat in terms of nutrient density, then, or whatever, like this, I'm sure not eating this psyllium husk flaxseed on here because it's yummy, you know? But the Saskatoons make it doable.
We have some blueberries on that, just Saskatoon. Oh, you got them there?
Yeah, I couldn't see those because of the sunshine.
Plus 28 is brutal. Especially in April. I mean, we don't even have the shade of the lilacs.
It's warm inside. Oh well. Not complaining that much. It's certainly better than a month ago. But yeah, it would be a whole lot better if we have some shade now. That makes a huge difference.
It does.
Especially this time of day. The lilacs would just start kicking in. But the apple tree would have had it covered for quite a while.
But yeah, at least that Janine Roth acknowledged the fact at the back of her mind that if she wanted to stay 82 pounds, she would have to eat according to that diet that brought her to that level. A lot of people don't realize, they don't acknowledge it, you know, they'll be looking at our meal, say, and they'll think, I had half a kiwi for lunch. I eat just like Pauline. Why aren't I Pauline's weight? Well, did you have ginger juice with turmeric and black pepper and for breakfast? Anyway. Actually, if you care to be healthy and you learn how to be, and you're honest with yourself and you actually evaluate things, other people's diets, honestly, there's a lot of people out there with a lot of good tips, you know, on how to lose weight. And what works for me might not work for you because you may have a different health problem or whatever genetic
constitution, metabolism,
whatever. But
physical challenges like back troubles. People might have knee troubles. It's not an enviable situation. And different people like different foods. I like sweet. You like dairy, right? I like fruit. With you, it's.
I like it.
I don't think you like it as much as I do.
Well, I don't like sweet as much as you do.
There we go.
Yeah, I can't stand oranges. I have a hard time eating them. They taste disgusting to me. Not as bad as grapefruit. I love the smell of grapefruit, but they taste terrible.
The main problem I've got
Some
with
kind of
grapefruit
poison.
is they're too big for one sitting. If they were half the size, I wouldn't mind them.
I way prefer lemons.
Well, I'd prefer a grapefruit, half-size grapefruit to a lemon. Anyway, but lemons are really strong for me. Except for the lemons in Africa. Even as a kid, I could eat those. Peel them and eat them. Imagine lemons that you could peel with your hand. A kid, like I would have been 8 to 10 years old, peel them by hand. As I recall, they were bigger than the lemons you get around here, but they were edible. Very nice. The ones you get around here is bitter as anything.
Well, anyway, I'll be returning this. It was good. I've been learning to draw from this recently.
That one looks like a good series, you're telling me.
Well, it is, but it's
a lot of stuff to go through.
It's not as fun. Like, here's what I'm drawing so far. I don't know. I should take the camera down on my lap so I can... it's pretty bright. I might have to show you another day. So this was one day. And grid work for